So nice to have reunions back in action.
What a great story.
Yeah, so
good job,
lovely.
Mina. All right, let's go ahead and look at our weather. Of course, saw the fog there at the beautiful zoo, one of the best in the world, I might add. And boy, it was hard to get rid of that fog. We thought, hopefully, today we would get maybe some better PM clearing. It just didn't happen. And currently, you can see 66 degrees. Also want to point out the sunrise getting obviously later right there. If you get up early in the morning like me, it's dark. And I'm looking forward to, I guess we will have the fall back this year. I'm not entirely sure, but boy, yeah, it's dark out there early. And Santa Barbara, 73 today. That was your high officially. And Ventura, 71, Ojai, 75. As we headed up north and west of Point Conception, 60s along the beaches. Paso Robles, one of the warm spots, 75 today. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the last 70 we see for probably the next few to maybe several days, as we are expecting some warming. San Luis Obispo at 73, Santa Maria, 67 degrees. That's still well below where you should be for this time of year. Widespread 60s still, as I was pointing out. We're just not seeing a big change in the weather from your afternoon highs to your early evening. It's been beautiful, but I would say a little bit cooler than normal for much of the coastline, again, because of the onshore flow. Gaviota, you're getting a wind right now out of the north-northwest at 21 miles an hour, indicator of whether or not that's affecting your humidity, and it doesn't really seem to be doing that, so it's probably more of a northwest wind or westerly. Everybody with lots of moisture in the atmosphere, so marine layer is still our dominant weather story across the board. And boy, speaking of fall and early winter, look at this map right here and something interesting. We're getting a blast of early, almost winter-like weather across the Great Lakes. And in fact, when we go ahead and hit the button right here, there are a whole bunch or a whole heap of winter weather advisories. Freeze all the way down to Tennessee, northern Arkansas, and even some snow falling up around in the Wisconsin Lake Superior area. And that's all because, again, winter is kind of knocking on the door. Unfortunately, though, as you head a little farther to the west, strong high pressure is giving actual fire concerns for certain areas of Oklahoma, eastern Colorado, so they're going to have to watch that very closely. A real fall-like mix of weather, and luckily showed this last night. Boy, if it wasn't for Fiona and then of course Ian, we've had a very boring, quiet hurricane season. We're back to that again, so I guess that's good news. But boy, Fiona and Ian definitely broke the mold on that one. Changes are expected ahead as we see high pressure sort of filling in across the west. We're expecting it to expand down into our region. The question is just how much, and as this low sort of drifts and scoots to the east, it opens up the door to a potential offshore flow the next couple of days. Now, how much of that will get right to the beaches is the big mystery. So we'll go ahead and hold the fog kind of in play. And here it is right here. For our Monday morning, there's the marine layer, a lot like what we've seen, but we do expect to see better clearing by the afternoon for most areas, although some beaches, it might hold a little bit longer and stay all the way through and into the afternoon like we've seen. Same story on Tuesday, so inland areas kind of a slam dunk, slight offshore flow you expect to warm up, and we'll show you that right now with our future track temperatures, and some 80s popping up tomorrow and some 70s along the beaches. And then we'll go 24 hours ahead into Tuesday, and this is where the computer gets to have its fun trying to figure out how far that warmth will extend to the coastline. Now, I don't expect Ventura, Oxnard, maybe even Santa Maria to go into the 80s, more like probably 70s expected, and that's just because the computer again is trying to deal with the fact of how close the water is to the offshore flow. So South Coast will go into the 60s and 70s again, a little boost in warmth there, but the fog will likely keep you kind of on the mild side. Same story north and west of Point Conception. Again, inland areas, we're starting to sort of sniff out those 80s one more time, and the beaches back into the 60s at best, maybe a couple of 70s. Same story with Ojai at 82 degrees. Oxnard, though, only 69. Port Hueneme, likewise at 69. Surf, one more day of the small stuff, and then we should expect a boost out of the southwest by Tuesday and going into Wednesday. And there's your 7-day forecast. Again, a little warmth coming, but the beaches, maybe not so much. And also a slight chance of sprinkles could pop back into the forecast by Thursday as another cutoff low kind of flirts with the region. Again, by the latter half of the work week, our computer is working really hard with both the slight offshore flow, then a quick return to a slight chance of sprinkles once we get to about Thursday and Friday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.